Attacked as they turn the corner. There's the swing, all huddled against the wall. He's seen numbers as well. Defensive smoke deployed, and he'll play it passively for the moment.
Taps in through this. Crimbo's pushed. Alistair's found him, though, so he's dropped immediately. And taps in not to find any kills yet. It's Liaz that gets him. Caught out a Goose. Bomb to be planted. Sin plays at Elevator. Rotation coming his direction, but there's two on Catwalk, so Searson needs to find shots at long. And I know he struggled on LAN. I thought yesterday he actually looked pretty good in the massive comeback against Furia. Remember, they could potentially have been 0-2 right now on the big side, if not for that incredible comeback. Sin's got two, but Liaz will close out the round. And it is toward A long, so they've got a bit of both to work with. In the backside smoke, he can flash, spray, and then back off and fade into the smoke and the distance.
Searson with the op wants to get aggressive. Got to be careful. Already in lower dark. This is a little bit late to come into it, and Alistair spots it. I think maybe the barrel, and picks him off through the wall. So overstepping the mark is Searson, and a 5-on-4 provided for the Aussies. And Tabson's going to slide into position and CT spawn. Him and Sim combine to defend this portion of the map, but that's pulled them away from A, where Catwalk seems to be a point of aggression at the moment for Greyhound.
Tabson still trying to get an angle on this. Ooh, thought about the nade. It would have done damage. It would have been perfectly timed. Now it's a bit late. It's going to do some damage on Alistair, but it goes deep on everybody else. Tabson still giving up his position on the ramp. They know he's there. They'll swing. Go for the trade. Doesn't even matter. Vex is going to nail that one immediately. And Sin takes out Sicko. And then slides inside smoke on the backside of the boxes to try and get a better angle to at least see up on top of the platform. But he needs Kiddo in this equation quickly, and he's still toward mid-doors, unsure of what waits on the other side. Greyhound looking for a 4-0 start, and I think at this point they're just trying to secure passage, safe passage at that for Sin to get away.
Yeah, that's all they can do. Really nice round from Greyhound. Good take up Catwalk. I mean, all off the back of that pick onto Searson, and exactly what I mentioned. They kind of took advantage of the shift of the defense away from the A bomb site, a little bit of a gap that gave them advantage in the fight on the actual attack itself. It's a well put together opening 4 rounds so far from Greyhound. Still early going, plenty of time for Big to recover. And as Banks mentioned in the interview, you got Tabson, who's obviously an incredibly smart player. You got B, one of the most respected tacticians in Counter-Strike behind him. So reinvestment from Big. 2 M4s, the op still in the hands of Searson. 5-7s surround it.
Nade for Kiddo, potentially. Flash instead, the smoke's out. Sicko on 46. It's Sin that plays box and I think did that damage in his direction as he sprayed at the smoke. Tapping as well, not giving up all his ammunition too early on that M4.
Ooh, okay. That's a bit sketchy. Ence is going to say, oh boy, I'm stuck kind of in this corner. I'm going to have to take a big risk if I want to get out. And he's fortunate in a round like this, there's not full utility on Big. They could chuck a Molotov into that position to force him into the arms of Searson. Good find from Sin jumping up onto the Xbox. Liaz goes down, 4-on-5 for Greyhound.
Vex will be the one that leads the way into the site. Shot out AK. He actually didn't get either of those kills despite being first in. He assists on Sickos. Ence gets the other, but Tabson stands tall, finds 2 on top of the ramp.
I don't think they're aware that Vexite's in this position, though. Ooh, they're not aware at all, and that's a good headshot. Bomb is down 2-on-2. The op is trying to land the shot, but now they know its position. Out towards long. They've got nothing with which to cross. And 28 seconds on the clock.
Sin working his way back in. Slow about it. Searson still holding it long.
Do they both drop? Holy shit, this is risky.
That is a massive risk. Because now they essentially have to retake elevator boost to do it with Searson encroaching on that AWP as well. He sees the gun barrel, but Vex said he's got the first one. And Searson still watching to see exactly. He can't do anything with this. The time's gone.
He's got no kit either, so he can't even go for it. He sees the barrel this whole time, and he's just waiting for the peek. He's waiting for the exit kill, but gonna miss that shot, and he's got to bail out. 5-0 for Greyhound.
Solid from Vexite as well in that round. 2 kills for him, 4 in total now, and that was huge to take over Catwalk. Searson will at least put him down to try it again. Maybe I was indifferent, and that's why I don't remember. All right, well, Vegemite's on it again. This round, Vexite for 2. He's going to come around and swing long, but Tabson doubles and equals that same task in return. So now they'll slow things off at the pace.
That's actually so sick from Vexite to get those 2 kills. Unfortunate they've been returned by Tabson in the situation, but a 3-on-3 with plenty of time for Greyhound to work with. And they're gonna hit the pause button. Alistair's got the op in middle, looking for any kind of a peek off catwalk. Any kind of a peek in middle. They know Tapson was out towards long and likely to be hunkered down either at long or towards the A bomb site itself. So they have that little piece of information, including the utility that was just thrown over. Now, if someone can go down to lower dark and throw a flashbang for Alistair to just force Searson off the angle, and Molotov as well from Alistair, this is one player showing a catwalk take. And if Searson gets forced off this angle, they no longer have the information.
Smoke out for Tapson. Lee is the one behind it, so he'll back off. Doesn't want to walk out and take contact. Looked like he was considering it. Tapson will cross over as a result of that. That'll fortify B as he'll get there with Kiddo, but it gives a lot of space over toward A. And if they head catwalk...
Oh, this is so sick. Greyhound's actually out calling Big at the moment. Outplaying this tactically, because Big is feeling like this is going to be a mid to B split. They feel like it's going to be a B finish, and they're wrong. One player fake. If Sicko gets a kill, that'd be everything. 15 seconds.
In. Oh, he did not check the back of the side. How's he not dead? Kiddo comes back up. Alistair does take out Searson, and Bomb is on A, so that single man fake toward B. Gonna give them a lot. Taps it down. Alistair hits that as well. And Kiddo, my friend, you have a kit.
Yo,
but you have O chance.
This is such a beautiful 3v3 from Greyhound. That is so lovely how they've just played this.
He's going to go for this in a 1-on-2. He'll at least inquire as to where they are inside of the site, but half the time on that bomb already gone. Flash up. This will give away his position on catwalk. Leah's not going to peek, and he's actually going to go all the way around. They don't have a ton of money left over right now. Leah's confirms he's made it as far as the corner, and now he's going to back off. He knows it. He knows it's over. Oh, no. There's a wall there, sir, in case you weren't aware. Said they were prepared today, did Tapson for the T side. Well, they got to get to the T side with a few wins on CT first. The Pistols seem to be doing the best job of that so far. Crimbo and Kiddo pushing forward and each finding a kill with a rather aggressive mid and B halls push.
Yeah, and I think the response that Greyhound wants to pull off there is a long take. It's long control off of all the bodies that they've spotted in upper dark. Unfortunately, there's a defensive smoke down on the double door, so nobody could really react properly. So Greyhound hasn't been able to get any map control off that kind of aggression.
Yeah, not only that, they've got 2 AKs picked up, but the one other gun that's on this side of the map. Okay, well, that's that's cool. Searson just decides to show up and smoke Lee, as I was going to say, is the MP9 behind the door, which is actually a super powerful position for it to be in.
Especially if you got a scout baiting for you. Especially if all the attention is going to be at the corner. And there's been some great rounds out of Greyhound so far in this game, but this one I think is just out of control. It's just out of reach to recover. And money's going to start being an issue as well for Greyhound. 550 on Vexite, 350 on Sicko. Ence and Alistair might just want to try and pull off a save for the last 50 seconds of this round. They've got money to drop and money to rebuy if they do drop their weapons, but otherwise they're going to have to shoot deep into those pockets.
Nice shot, Ence. Tapson flashing and nading. Ence has already made it over toward Gandalf, and Alistair he's timed it wrong, though. Tapson's got into the boxes. That's going to make things more awkward. Forces Alistair forward, and that'll give him less of a chance. Tapson got the shot with the 5-7. Ence pulls it back, bombs down, but watch the flank. Because even though he follows it up, he's going to have to be, oh my god, I was going to say perfect food here. Getting hot. Wow, okay, yeah, just walk in the flames. There's like a pixel gap, and he's managed to make it work. Good read by Alistair. That could have been punishing too if they locked the corner and they didn't smoke on top of it as well. Obviously, it's a Molotov to counter the rush, but let's say he wants to peek on it, thinking like, oh, well, they can't peek me. I'll get the angle first. You get wrecked by that.
I was thinking the same thing. The Sin very easily could have chosen to peek behind that Molotov in upper dark, and that could have been very deadly. A little bit of spam coming through from a vertical angle, so the return spam is not going to be on the mark.
Ence crosses over, no peek from the corner.
Three smokes, 2 flashes, and a Molotov for Greyhound's attacking side. Big is holding on to their utility as well. They're waiting for that late round execute to drop Molotovs. Tapson's got Molotov, smoke, nade. He's got all the utility, and that's a beefy one.
I didn't call that one, Jason.
I know. But you should have. If you were talking when that nade was thrown, you would have nailed it.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you have so much confidence in me. The track record's proven at this point. I agree.
Unfortunate for Greyhound, they just moved into the catwalk execute, and that's where Tapson deploys his late utility. It slows it down massively.
Crimbo might get caught. Yeah, that's a late decision to transfer to that spot, considering Tapson's already at Goose. But Tapson's already at Goose. They never knew it. Vexite goes down, Sicko falls. My goodness. Okay, cool. no disrespect to the Observer, you're never going to catch the kills that fast. That was a slaughter when they arrived on the site.
Absolutely. And you're never going to expect a second player. You see one player trying to evacuate to Goose, you're not going to hard clear that. Also, the Molotov from Searson from long prevents anyone from trying to trade that kill, anyone swinging to trade off Tabson, and leaves them out in the open for Searson's AWP. So yeah, those kills from the defense come in quick succession. Well played round from Big.
Jason, you need to get more in touch with what the kids are up to these days.
A Crimbo.
Get down with the kids.
Sin. Trying to do a little one tap through the double doors. Not a whole lot to work with for Greyhound. No timeouts yet from either of these teams. It was kind of surprising me. I didn't see Big call a timeout when they were down 0-5, 0-6, anything like that. But it might be a time for a timeout for if you're Greyhound, just to say, let's get back into the winning ways. Let's have a little conversation. We had a good start. Let's make sure we don't let it slip away.
Crimbo going commando.
There it is.
Me too, baby.
That one's better.
Me and you both, buddy.
Me and you both. All right.
Alistair. Okay, that's one.
Cool. Go for a knife.
That's two.
Get yourself a knife.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is foolish. No one's looking.
Get a knife, pick it up.
Did he genuinely? Okay, did you see how he kind of like shoulder peeked? Was he trying to find a way that the M4 was going to hit his hands the fastest so he could like E on it as it fell and
Maybe.
turn?
Yeah.
Or was he thinking like, I'll even walk by you and go knife? Like, I don't know what that was. It was, all right, fair enough. Cool.
Yeah, he almost had the conversion on the second kill as well. The M4 just wasn't ready to fire quite yet, but he had the crosshair lined up. Still, knife is going to be great for the extra bonus money. And for morale purposes, it's always fun to get a knife.
Sight's going to back off inside smoke, fade away from the position. Searson's still just holding that sliver, but Molotov's going to disallow that position for him as Ence threw that out from the underpass.
And Keto's got the second AWP in a classic setup. Back at the B bomb site, back at the platform, which means his support player Sin can be a little bit more mobile if Big want to try and crunch middle. Looks like a mid to B split might be coming in. Smoke used towards left side of mid, so Backside can challenge towards CT spawn, but he's already brought low utility as well, but he's going to turn in and be aggressive regardless.
Ooh. I was going to say, that would have been easy peasy, but they'll get it anyway. Taps him with the kill. Kiddo, backside of the site, you mentioned it. Classic spot, but not if he's got a box that's going to take bullets away from him. He does go back up to finish the job. Takes out Sicko as well as Ence. And it's
back towards the long we go. Greyhound's had some difficulty taking control of it in the early rounds, but they find a mid-round timing where there's no defense here. Big has chosen to defend Catwalk heavily with numbers.
flashbang over mid, able to turn away from that as Ence.
Tapson's got there's a cool setup. He's got like a support flashbang for Catwalk, and he just chucked it out. Nobody peeked with it, but he set up there to make sure, because Greyhound had such an emphasis on it. They want to at least shut down this portion of the attack, but nobody's home at the moment. It's just going to be Ence lurking it. The main attention needs to be taken by the long players, but they're running out of time, and they still haven't gotten out of double doors. They still haven't worked up the courage to actually make the move. They've been here for about 20, 30 seconds now.
Searson gonna find Excite on the first shot. Sees shoulders, knows there's gonna be more. And the good flash pushes off the EWP in return. Alistair can't get the angle, and Searson's gonna punish him. He tries. This is just a shooting gallery. Unfortunately, the gallery shoots back. Leah's with the kill, but he's about to be taken down from the side. Even if he tries to get Yen, Hound would love to win, considering they don't remember what that feels like at this point.
Good shot from Searson to open things up. He's up to 14 kills, leading the way for Big. Another attempt at a 4v5 conversion for Greyhound. Deep nade towards the base of Catwalk. There's a little bit of chip damage. Liaz can't convert on a very tough fight to take.
Sicko. Nade pillar. And it's Keto that's trying to get a shot back into him. He's going to know the angle that was thrown at from the mouth of the other side. He's going to get away, but not for free. The nade, 57 remaining on him, so 43 damage.
They're falling into this mid to B split, but the B bomb site has been shut down. Big has had some very good defenses. This time, Keto doesn't expect anyone to be out of mid, and that might set things up perfectly. There's the mid to B smoke.
Caught up with utility. Sin standing boxes, wants to cover both inside and out of the site, but he's elected better off to go down and take just the fight toward tunnels because Crimbo's come back over from CT. This is working out well. Tapson as well is already in good position. And it's Sin with a shot that's so far... Give
him a 16 round victory here against Big if they can pull off something similar. Aggressive defense in the pistol round for Greyhound. One player on catwalk, one player in lower dark, so supporting each other. Two players taking the same point of contact. Double door smoke, a pin smoke from long. It's not going to shift the defense, but the Molotov forces Liaz into the open. That makes it tough. Pulls him into Vexite, but that stack doesn't work, and Liaz burns.
Does indeed. Cotter smoke that's still going to hold. Alistair is there when they walk through, but not for much. He's only good for one ends. However, we'll take advantage of the distraction and the fact that he had to swing both directions to take the shot in return. Sicko, Doolies can't do it. It's Tapson instead, and it might be a pistol round now for Big to make it 10 straight. As Ence works up from CT, it's Crimbo on his right side, ready for the fight. Shoulder spotted, but expecting a counter peek. He looks around to find what... Alistair, all the way around. He'll be the sole attacker. The fact that they've given him this much, though. Yeah, well, he has to wait. You don't want to turn this corner and actually challenge in towards double doors. You want to see if they're going to fall back, you want to get your one, maybe two if you're lucky. This might be early. If he peeks this, he's going to give up the game. Yeah, now they know they're boxed in. Now they know there's going to be a stack at the A bomb site as well. And the question is, do they feel like they can, you know, they might not be all that intimidated due to the weaponry, but certainly they know they've got a fight ahead of them. Well, they won't go back onto him just yet because they've only spotted one. They have uncertainty for the rest of the numbers, but you're right. This gives away the game. So Searson staring back. 14 kills for him, looking for a 15th with the scout.
Knowing is half the battle.
Well, yeah. Vexite is trying to see above the smoke for when they cross, but they'll stay tight to it, and he won't get any information. In fact, takes damage instead. Tapson blinded. No one able to peek on top of it. Ends for the swing around, but they still get Vexite to find two. And Crimbo now slowed ever so much. They're not boxed in anymore, but they don't have the bomb. It was one of the two players that crossed over and went down.
And they don't know they're not boxed in. More importantly, they have no idea that Alistair is rotated all the way around. Great shot from Crimbo. The follow-up with the Galil, and unfortunately for Greyhound, this is slipping away. Alistair left in a 1v3, and he's got way too much going up against him. Crimbo's got it with a P250, 11-6. Such an exciting start that had to have been feeling so good for Greyhound in the first half, and that just feels so long ago. It's a completely different game.
Speaking of different games.
Yeah, what's going on the B stream?
OG and Fear. No, we're the B stream.
What's going on the main stream?
Yeah, there you go. Good try, Jason.
I don't think I've ever had to do an A stream update.
You just think you're so good, you're always on the main stream, huh? Is that it?
I did, actually. Brought down to reality real quick.
Yeah, I guess good, you can admit to that at least. OG Furia, if you don't want to hear the score, cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 5-4. Furia takes the lead in that one currently.
All right. Well, good first kill from Alistair. A little bit blinded. Can't find the follow-up. Crimbo's going to trade off his teammate. And now Alistair, he tracks it so well as he's getting pelted. The bomb is on its own out of long. If Alistair can find this kill, bomb would be dropped. Unfortunately, it's Tapson to come out on top, and he's going to swap out for the M4. 2v2.
Sicko looking for it. Searson's missed a shot. Oh, it's Zywoo and Cello all over again. Sicko wouldn't run him down. He was scared to get picked off, but gives him a chance to get shot through the door. Ends in a 1-on-2. HP actually better for him, but
I like this. You gotta take a risk if you want to get over here at the right moment. And he has a chance, but no. Player. That can be so frustrating to always play games with only half HP. Always play rounds, excuse me. Alistair, oh, he can't manage it. I guess he flicked over to the right. I think he thought Searson was going to swing a little bit wider before taking the shot and just miscalculated. 23 kills now on Searson.
Sin. Up on top. Oh, Vexite, if he had peeked out, there was no utility there. He might have actually gotten a free kill on it.
Could still find Tapson jumping up, or Sin coming back. There it is, but now they know his position. Tapson's not going to let him get away. Smoke deployed to allow the escape, and that should do the trick.
Sight still spamming in. Tags up the shin of Searson. trying to find an angle on this, but he's caught out in no man's land. Second time we're going to see someone go down in that position. It was Crimbo in the first half. Kiddo, he's got the shot, but Lias puts him in his place and knocks him back to a 3-on-3 situation as he tries to find more, but falls off. A Molotov lands behind him.
Oh, 3-on-3, but look at the defensive shift. It's entirely at the A bomb site. They're completely out of position. I think this is just a product of getting beat up and bruised throughout this half and 14 rounds straight. Greyhound is massively over-rotated, and now they've got to come back, but Searsin's watching the cross. And they don't have any utility. They have no smoke, no flashbang to force anyone off the angle. Searsin can very easily have at least one pick here. Oh, the jumping shot confused him, but the Deagle does its job. And Vexite, he might have to just do this all on his lonesome. He comes right through, but Crimbo's ready.
Crimbo is ready. Leah's up against it now. 1 versus 3 to try and prevent map point for Big. And essentially now, it's 14 rounds, going to be 15 rounds in a row. If they hadn't got off to the good start, this could have been even worse. Could have been a 16-0 is where I was going with that, Jason.
Well, I mean, it's a 16-0 run, potentially.
That's basically what exactly I said.
Okay,
but thank you for driving that one home, Jason.
Yep. Yeah, I just had to reinforce the point.
Yeah.
Good shot from Liaz there at the end, trying to save the op.
You always copy other people's homework?
I was looking at the other monitor.
That means you
can't
the event. So they take that back. No, they can't. They already played them.
Nice.
So Greyhound will avoid Cloud9 no matter what. What was I saying?
It's okay.
So that's actually better off for them.
You caught yourself. That's nice. That's well done.
It could be problematic for Vitality, though, because that means that avoids that matchup.
A Cloud9 Vitality matchup. Ooh,
I never thought of that, because mathematically they would have avoided each other. But if Greyhound falls down, that means there's already one scenario ruled out, and it becomes more mathematically possible. You could have a Vitality Cloud9 knockout game.
That'd be so wild. Normally, I'm a big fan of those kinds of like high-pressure games with some really good teams early in tournaments, just because I think it's fun to see some of the tournament favorites be under that much pressure early. But the Challenger stage is a bit early for it in my mind. I don't know how I feel about it. Molotov out towards double doors.
Wow.
It's going to force Ins away. Alistair's trying to maintain some aggression to find an advantage for his team with the AWP. They've got 2 SMGs on the board, so this AWP is really desperate to find something.
Crimbo trying to get the spram through the smoke.
Showing catwalk presence, showing catwalk control, but set up perfectly to drop into either a mid to B. Oh, good shot. There it is. Alistair patient this whole round, and he finally is rewarded. That's the bomb dropped as well. That'll change the plans.
Well, the plan right now is Searsin go kill. Walking into B with that AWP, but Kiddo's got it instead at mid. Alistair caught out. That gives it back. 3-on-3. Crimbo instead finds it. Kiddo's going to follow it up. It's all down to Lias. And the explosive kills. Searsin goes aggressive, and Big go on a 16-round run.